Hey, what's going on, guys? JS Cards here, coming at you with an updated Sky Striker deck profile, one of my favorite decks to play of all time, and I'm super hyped because, as you probably already know, we got engaged back to 1. I was really happy that they did it, and usually with my luck, though, I'm banishing it off of Desires, but regardless, I'm super happy that Sky Striker is becoming more popular again. Like I said, it's like my favorite deck, and let's jump into this. I updated it, and I've been playing this a lot lately, and I'm very excited to keep testing and keep, trying to make this the best Sky Striker deck. But let's jump into this. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. And also, feel free to comment down below what decks you're playing now that we have the new ban list in effect. I'd love to know. But starting off, we got Triple Ray. Yeah, Ray is the best girl. She's awesome, but I also play the one Rose. Rose is fine at 1, but if you really don't know what else to play, you could play a second copy. Then we have the one Pankratops, just a great card in general. And then for the hand traps, it's pretty short and sweet here with triple Ash Blossom. Stops just a variety of different things, one of my favorite hand traps. And then 2 copies of Nibiru. I was playing 3 and this was a 41 card list, but I decided to cut it down. And we'll see if Nibiru becomes like super important as the meta unfolds. I just thought still with Dragon Link running around and Drytron running around, things like that. Anything doing a lot of special summoning, prank kids, it's good against. So like, yeah, if those decks still become a problem or there's something else, I might bump this back up to 3. But for right now, it's a total of 10 monsters. So let's move on to the spells, which is the fun part of the deck. All right, so for the spells, starting off with all of our Sky Striker cards, we got triple copies of Widow Anchor. Such a good card. I mean, definitely one of the best. That's how you play 3 of. And then 2 copies of Shark Cannon. I did recently cut this down from 3. I don't really think you need 3, but again, sometimes like if you don't know what to play, just adding in a 3rd copy could be good, but sometimes I started to see it when I didn't want to, so I think 2 copies is the way to go. Same with 2 copies of Afterburners, 2 copies of Area 0. And then for our one of Sky Striker cards, we have the multi-roll, of course. Here it is. We got Engage. Oh my gosh. So cool to see this back, and people are splashing it in other decks already. Yeah, like I said, I have banished this off of Desires a few times, but we got some cool cards to help out with that. Here we also have the one Hornet Drones, and then everybody's favorite card here, triple copies of Mystic Mine. Still on Mystic Mine. I thought about maybe trimming it down to 2, but I made some other cuts instead. I just think this card is too good and it's too dirty in Sky Strikers. Hayate Mystic Mine, and that's game. And then we have triple copies of Pot of Desires, double copies of Foolish Burial of Goods. Now this is where this is a brand new card to the deck, but I definitely like this. I saw some deck lists on Discord and on YouTube, and I think this card is really good. At first I wasn't sure about it in Sky Strikers, but then after playing it I was like, why have I not been doing this sooner? A card that works really well with that is the Metal Foes Fusion. The Metal Foes part of this card does not matter at all, but when it's in your graveyard, you can shuffle it back into the deck and then draw 1 card. So you can just dump it with Foolish Burial of Goods, get a draw, really good. And then the rest of the spells are just one of, so we have the Terraforming, the Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster combo here. Classic old school Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're both spells that can go into the grave when you're done, so might as well play them in Sky Striker. Reinforcement of the Army and Called by the Grave, and then last but not least, Upstart Goblin, making this a 39 card deck. And then for trap cards, I'm just playing triple copies of Impermanence. Oh, and our tokens here too. So yeah, that is it for the main deck. Really not a whole lot of changes. Basically, I rearranged the hand traps a little bit, and then for the spells, I took out Cosmic Cyclone to add in the 2 Foolish Burial Goods, and I also then added in the Metal Foes Fusion. But I'd still really like to add in the 2 copies of Cosmic that I have. Harpy's Feather Duster I feel like might not do enough just because Sky Striker will be running around. There's other trap and like control decks out too. So I'd like some more back row removal. So we'll see how this deck changes. But yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. All right, extra deck I don't think has changed too much either. There is a card I want to talk about after we're done here, but 3 copies of Kagari, 3 copies of Shizuku, 3 copies of Hayate, and the 1 Kana, and the 1 Zeke. So really this has not changed at all. I don't know if it ever will. Maybe if we get some sort of new extra deck Sky Striker monster in the future, then maybe, you know, these ratios will change. But as of right now, this has not done me wrong. I don't think it's changed in a very, very long time. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to play Sky Striker, I think that's the ratio to go for. And the extra deck is tight, and there's a lot of different options too. So I'm going to go over what I picked, but I might be changing a few things here. So 1 Nightmare Phoenix. Not bad too. Like I said, I had a problem with some back row removal, so this helps a lot. And then the 1 Nightmare Unicorn. And then we also have Girsu. And then for the boss monster of the deck, I'm playing Boral Sword Dragon. In the tins this year, if they have access code, which hopefully they do, I'm sure they will, then I will be replacing this, you know, in August or September once I get an access code. The other card I kind of want to try out that I've seen some people playing is Avramax in the extra deck, and it's just another good Link 4 boss monster, and just another way too to get past Dragoon. But if anything, maybe I'd cut the Unicorn for Avramax and then keep the Boral Sword in just in case, and then we'll have like 2 boss monsters. But that's kind of the only thing I want to try out with the extra deck. But again, the extra deck space is so tight, and then that's kind of why I didn't want to like play Veilers and get the Hulk in here too and the Selines. I just feel like there's some better Link monster choices, and I don't know, Veiler's good, but I got the Imperms in the main deck, so I feel like that's not necessary. Last but not least, we got the side deck to go over. You know, I don't go over the side decks too often, but for major deck profiles, I like to. This is definitely a work in progress. The format is just starting. The ban list just came out, so, you know, we'll see how things go, but I do definitely plan on updating this in the future. So we got triple copies of Lancia, triple copies of DD Crow. I think DD Crow is going to be insane this format in this summer. And then 2 copies of Skullmeister. You know, sometimes Skullmeister can do things that DD Crow can't, and vice versa. And then I just play a bunch of traps just in case we need to stall more or do anything. We have Red Reboot, and then triple copies of There Can Only Be One, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment, which basically Solemn Judgment just says no to like anything. So thought, why not throw it in here? I did have strikes, but I think Solemn's a little more powerful. Yeah, you're paying more life points, you're paying half, but yeah, it can just do a little bit more. So that's it for the side deck. So there you guys have it. That is my updated Sky Striker deck for July 2021. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. That really helps me out. Also, stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh! News, deck profiles, and opening videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and have a good one.